Nick.
Steve.
Top fives, we love them.
We do.
Top five bands from the 80s, you named them before. Bon Jovi, all those sort of ones.
I did, yeah.
But today I've asked you to come up with top five nutrients, so it can be herbs or anything.
Yes.
For women.
Yes.
I'm doing it for men.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
Yeah, it'd be good. Hey guys, welcome to the ATP podcast. You're with your hosts, Nick and Steve. Hey, Steve-o.
How are you today?
Oh, you're very quiet.
I'm very quiet. I'm excited.
Are you?
Because I've been asked to give the top five supplements for men.
I don't understand why you're whispering.
I'm whispering into the microphone. No, this is really cool because I struggle with this.
Did you?
Yeah, like we did other biochemical podcasts, and I'm like, oh yeah, we'll research that, and I'll talk about this and that, and then we've come up with an idea that we have the top five supplements for men and the top five supplements for women, and
yes.
It's like, how do I narrow it down to five?
I know, and actually, you're right. I struggled as well because my top five for women is not necessarily my top five in general.
No.
So I had to make it women focused. So I did struggle as well. And then I was going to cheat and put 3 in 1 so I could get extras in there, but I didn't cheat, Steve.
Oh, I tried to play a straight bat with this one, and it's sort of like, yes, women can take these, but these are really good for men, and it's what we should be looking at. I mean, I'll tell you the ones I didn't make top fives. I was going to put lycopene in there for our prostates.
Yes.
I'm thinking, oh yeah, that's good. And I thought, that didn't make it. So, I was going to do saw palmetto because that's testosterone and prostate. That didn't make it.
Didn't make the cut.
I mean, it could make the cut, and there'd be people saying you should have made the cut, but it didn't make the cut.
Oh well. Yeah, so it was actually a little bit challenging. So.
And I didn't include all the vitamins because they're essential for humans, like men and women.
Yeah. And this is not just don't go out and get these and, just off the bat. I mean, these are just things that are sort of more geared towards male or female. Yeah. But they also have other health benefits. And I mean, some of mine are pretty standard that I would give out to a lot of people just as foundational anyway.
Men and women?
Men and women, yeah.
Yep,
but there's some that are more specific to women, but men can also take them.
Yeah, of these supplements, women can take all of them and possibly should, but they're a bit more sexist towards men, I guess.
Yeah, I think mine probably, men can take all of mine. Mine aren't specifically women. Anyway, well, let's just get into it.
Well, do you want to start with number 5?
So my first one's magnesium.
Shit. No, I haven't got magnesium on here.
I thought you would.
But it was going to because I thought men get hypertension, men get stressed, and all this sort of stuff. And I thought, it's good. But it didn't make it.
Okay. Well, the reason that I chose it for women was a few reasons. So it supports the steroid hormone synthesis. So it supports the P450 enzymes. So progesterone, estrogen helps with the detoxification of estrogen. Modulates the HPA axis as well. So for that stress response, which can impact, sex hormone production and that sort of thing. Women have a lot of cyclic magnesium drops around their cycles and things like that. And so cramping, PMS cramping and things like that. Obviously, magnesium is really good for that as well. Magnesium also binds to GABA A receptors, which helps calm
the body.
Yeah, and particularly around cycles and things, women can get a little bit more anxious and that sort of thing. Women obviously are more prone to anxiety and depression with hormonal fluctuations and things like that as well. So it's very good for that sort of GABAergic activity. It activates osteoblasts, Steve.
Oh, God, helps your bones.
So it helps your bones. So it enhances vitamin D.
Yes.
So here's a little tip for you. If you take vitamin D supplementation and you can't get your levels up, you could have a magnesium deficiency. So look at that. So it's a cofactor for ATP synthesis, so it helps with mitochondrial function and energy as well. Very good for blood sugar control as well, which particularly around cycles, women can have a little bit of fluctuations because of the estrogen and that sort of thing. And insulin helps with insulin signaling as well. So very good for women as well. And then postmenopausally, women have a higher risk of cardiovascular issues, so it's really good for cardiovascular health and that sort of thing as well.
Jesus.
It regulates vascular tone.
Yeah.
And then it helps with the cramps, obviously with the smooth muscle contractions and things like that. So it's very good for cramping.
That is super. I mean, look, full disclosure, magnesium is great for women. I've got Beck on it. You know, she takes our magnesium supplement. I won't mention the name of it, but we have
There's
magnesium.
4 types in it.
There's 4 types in it.
Which I shouldn't say the types that I would use.
Yeah.
So I would primarily use, it depends what time of the day, but glycinate is good for bedtime.
Yep.
Citrate usually in the morning, and then I also like L-threonate and orotate as well.
Orotate
They're my
for the
top 4 faves.
cardiovascular. Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Gee, that's a
so if
good
you can get them all
answer.
in one product, then even better.
That's a good answer. Number 5 here, and you're going to, I know what you're going to say to every single one of these. Oh, women can take this too. Men
can take
take
these too.
magnesium, absolutely.
That's 100%.
But number 5 here is I've got collagen protein. Because I'm not a fan of dairy, but collagen protein for men, because it does help us with our connective tissue, but also our muscle mass. But collagen is good because it's literally what your muscle's made of. There's no whey in your muscles.
That's right.
Okay.
There's no way you're getting whey.
So it's made of collagen. A third of our protein in our body is made of collagen.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to have that one. Very low reactivity because your stomach's made of collagen. It's not going to react with your gut.
That's right.
You know, so try and find one without any sweeteners and all this sort of stuff. And don't use it as a meal replacement. Don't just have it with food.
Yeah.
You know, like just as a snack, or blend it up with some berries for breakfast or something like that.
Make a smoothie out of it.
Yeah, but you just have a serve a day, and it's absolutely remarkable. So that's my number 5.
Okay, that's a good one.
And it also helps you sleep. It's high in glycine, and
Yes,
magnesium
it
and
is.
glycine. So it's a good one for that.
Yeah, so that's good, and good for women, obviously, with the skin and that sort of thing.
Yeah, it is. I knew you'd say women. Yeah.
I know. Yeah. Well. Yeah. So my next one's omega-3 fatty acids.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
I love them. I mean, I use these a lot in clinic. So specifically for women, they reduce prostaglandin E2 production, so they inhibit arachidonic acid.
It's
so that helps with,
inflammatory.
with inflammation. So that's really good, obviously, with painful periods and things like that. PMS, insulin, helps with insulin sensitivity and that sort of thing. So it enhances synaptic plasticity and BDNF expression.
Brain-derived neurotrophic factors. So this is good for your brain.
Yeah, so modulates serotonin and dopamine. So it's very good for those moods. Obviously, women, again, can get moody. Moody
is that what you're
balances
saying?
around cycles, which go back, and if it's not out, it might be the sex hormone one, and why women can have imbalances and that sort of thing. Postpartum depression. That can be a fairly common factor postpartum, obviously. So depression risk drops 25% with DHEA EPA supplementation. So really good for that as well. Helps to lower triglycerides, very good for cardiovascular health, again, particularly postmenopausally. Very good in pregnancy. I would always add this into a pregnancy kind of protocol. Critical for the fetal brain and retinal development. So really, really important there. Anti-inflammatory, obviously, joint and skin health as well. So it's really good for a lot of skin conditions. And also reduces osteoclast activity, so with the bone health.
Bones, yeah.
Yeah.
That's really again, super impressive.
Yeah, and be careful. We've talked about this many times. The quality of the fish oil that you get. I would only use a certain brands. I generally use Practitioner because the quality, but don't get the big 500 capsule from the chemist and stick them on the shelf, because most of them are rancid.
They're cheap, aren't they?
Yeah, get really good quality ones. Make sure you know where the testing's done and what's in them, and keep them in the fridge.
Right.
Done.
Well, next one, I'll put it for men, but I know personally you take this and you love it. Creatine monohydrate.
I know, and I was going to add this, and I knew you would, so I didn't.
Oh, shit.
But it is amazing for women.
It is good. Look, it's great for energy, and great for muscle mass. And literally, I just drank some.
Yeah.
That's how important it is for men. And some magnesium in there too.
Oh, there you go.
By the way. But yeah, it's like great for power and exercise. So if you want to build your body composition up, for men to build more muscle, and I'm focusing on muscle here, I'm getting onto health things a bit later. But this is a go-to supplement you take before you get up and do your morning exercise. And if you don't do morning exercise, you should be doing morning exercise. So get up and do it, and this will give you more power throughout your workout. It's also very good for your brain.
Very good for your brain.
Like everyone thinks creatine, power, muscle, and that sort of thing. Great for your brain. Great for energy levels.
Yeah, really good.
I mean, you love it. What do you love about it?
I take it every day. I take it for obviously for muscle. Obviously, women who get older need more help. For brain health, bone health, just so many different things.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And I would have put it on this list, but I knew you were going to, so I didn't.
You know me too well, Nick.
I know.
Jeez.
Yeah, so there you go.
All right. So,
last one.
Yeah, you want to go next one? Yeah.
So I've got like a twin one because they do come together, so I'm not really cheating.
A twin one?
Yeah, so vitamin D and K2.
Oh, I know what that's for.
They go together.
Yes.
Go together.
Good one.
So bone health, really important for bone health. So the K2, really good for bone health. So vitamin D enhances calcium absorption through the intestinal tract. So it's really good for that. And K2 activates osteocalcin by carboxylation, binding calcium to the bone matrix. So very good for bones and also good for arteries because it actually takes calcium out of the arteries.
Yes.
Puts it back in the bones.
Cleans your arteries out.
It does. So, any calcium build-up in the arteries is very bad for cardiovascular health.
It's called the calcium score, and they do it to test for your risk of heart disease.
Yeah, that's right. So K2 is really good for that as well. So very good for that. And vitamin D regulates estrogen progesterone receptor expression.
Wow.
So very good for that modulation of the hormones as well. And it also reduces vascular stiffness or arterial stiffening, which obviously is, can contribute to cardiovascular issues and hypertension and that sort of thing as well. So, and autoimmunity as well. Obviously, vitamin D is really important for the immune cells. So, so that's one that we always look at when we're looking at autoimmune conditions. Women are more prone to autoimmune conditions than men.
They are.
And then cognitive health, so boosts serotonin and protects the brain neurons as well. So really good for brain, for bones, for cardiovascular, for hormonal balance as well, and immune.
Remember we were looking on the internet yesterday, and it was on my screen, and a new paper was released in Lancet, and it found that every 2 weeks, if you took 100,000 IUs of vitamin D, it helps treat MS, multiple sclerosis, which women get mostly.
Yes.
That was released like 2 or 3 days ago.
Yeah, really new paper. Yeah, really interesting. But vitamin, I've actually just started taking it again a few days ago.
I take it.
I guess I get a lot of sun in the morning and probably not as much as I used to. But yeah, I just started taking it again with K2.
Oh, okay.
Because you can get them together. So many supplements now with vitamin D and K2.
I've got them together too, and I'm a man.
Yeah, well, Weird, K2 has great benefits for men as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So you want me to give you one?
Yeah.
You're gonna like this one. Ashwagandha.
Oh yeah, I love that one.
Yeah.
I mean, that actually is a male herb.
It is a male herb.
Women, it's great for women, but when we're talking about male and female in herbalism, it is a very male herb.
It's a very male herb, and it's good because it's the Latin name's Withania samara, so samara means sleep. So it's very good to help you sleep, as well as boosting testosterone. And it's a great adaptogen. Yeah. So at the end of the evening, when you've been stressed from your busy day, man day at work, the office, and women as well, but I'm picking on men, they can actually take that, boost their testosterone, and help them sleep. Yeah. And relax them. I mean, it's great. What more do you want?
That's right.
So it's a great one. The creatine's the morning one, the collagen's throughout the day. This is a nighttime one to help you sleep so you can recover from your busy day and put up with your wife, but I didn't say that. No. It helps you de-stress and it's a really good one for helping you adapt. It's an adaptogen.
It's an adaptogen, yeah.
It is ginseng. It's Malaysian ginseng. So it's a really good one for all those sorts of things. Yeah. Boost testosterone. If you take 600 milligrams of the KSM 66, it boosts testosterone by 20% in men.
That's
Love
crazy,
that.
Isn't it? It's huge.
And help you sleep.
Yeah.
So it doesn't stimulate you like, ooh, it actually helps you sleep.
That's right. Yeah.
Love it.
It's good for women too because it's good for thyroid function, increases TSH and T4.
It does good for thyroid, yes. That's really good.
It's good for women too.
So that was my number 3. What's your number 2 for women now?
Okay, so my number 2 is broccoli sprout.
Oh my God, you love that supplement.
I love it. And we did a podcast on broccoli sprouts. So if you want to know all about it, go back and find that one. So very good for particularly women, I guess, for estrogen detoxification is the big one. So I use broccoli sprout a lot if we have any issues with the detox pathways and estrogen issues, high estrogen. So it helps with inducing phase 2 liver enzymes. It shifts estrogen metabolism towards the protective O2, so the protective pathway of metabolism of your hormones, which you want to go down that O2 pathway. Yeah. So really good for that. Cancer prevention as well, which we may have covered in the last podcast as well.
Great for breast cancer protection too.
Yeah, so it inhibits histone decataalase, which promotes apoptosis and cell cycle arrest.
So apoptosis is programmed cell death, the good cell death.
Yeah.
And what was the other one you said? It's cyclins. It helps with the cell cycle. So it slows down the cell cycle.
Yep.
And when you speed up the cell cycle, it's like photocopying papers in a hurry, you make mistakes.
That's right.
It slows down mistakes in the DNA, which slows down cancer.
Yeah, so breast cancers, uterine cancers and things like that. Obviously, women have higher estrogen-driven cancers. So very good for that. And then anti-inflammatory and antioxidant support. So activates the NRF2 pathway.
Euthyroid receptor 2. Yep.
So combats oxidative stress. So very good for oxidative stress.
Yeah.
So inflammation can drive a lot of hormonal imbalances. It's very common for inflammation to be a huge factor postmenopausally as well.
Sure.
So very good for that sort of any any inflammatory driven sort of imbalances, hormonal imbalances.
Okay.
And then cardiovascular and metabolic health.
Yep.
So it enhances endothelial function.
Yep.
And reduces lipid peroxidation. So improves insulin sensitivity, and so really good for that sort of thing as well. And then gut health, which we talked about as well. So detoxification and gut health. So it helps to reduce any H. pylori that's in the gut. If you have H. pylori, it can impact your thyroid function, which can impact your hormones and things like that as well. So it inhibits H. pylori adhesion and also helps gut barrier integrity, so very good for the gut as well. And as a bonus, it's good for skin. So it's just a little bonus
good
on
for
top.
skin too.
Yeah, so, but main benefits are for sort of that estrogen detox and that sort of thing. So it's a good one for women.
It's a good one. Okay, I've got a man one now, but it's good for women, just to say that. Zinc.
I was going to put zinc in here, and I
You were going to put zinc in there.
That was going to be my triple zinc, magnesium, B6, but I just went
it's
with
good for your brain chemicals. And anyway, screw that.
Yeah, no,
I'm talking about men.
Yeah.
Zinc is required for testosterone production. It's also lost by men more, like iron for women. They lose more iron, we lose more zinc. Won't go into detail about that, but we just lose more zinc. If you're lucky, you do. I don't know how to put that without sounding.
I think everyone knows.
Yeah, okay, get that. All right, but also zinc is great for the immune system, and men have shitty immune systems compared to women. You guys have got all the X chromosomes coming out of your ears, and you've got great, and on the X chromosome is where your genes are for the immunity, and that's why women get more autoimmune diseases, because they've got way better immune systems.
Yeah.
Have you heard of the man flu?
Oh, yeah, I've been experienced. I've been exposed to the man flu, and it's not good.
Well, you know, look, there was a recent virus that you know took a little bit over the world, and it killed more men than women.
Yeah,
sexist virus, but that's because we have shittier immune systems, and man flu is real. So we lose more zinc, but also zinc required for testosterone, immunity, great for our skin, great for antioxidants, great for our prostate.
Yeah, well, it
it
stops that conversion of testosterone to dihydrate testosterone. It's a good one for that.
It reduces 5-alpha reductase, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's a very good little need. Now, women need it too, just
yeah, women do need it. That's what I was going to. Very good for hormones, but I didn't put it in there.
Nah, it's a man thing.
5. Yeah, well, it is. So the zinc, magnesium, B6 is a good trifecta. If you can find a supplement with all those in it, and some broccoli sprout in it, and some ashwagandha, actually, you'd be doing really well.
Doing really well. Have you got your last one?
I have got my last one. So my last one is inositol, or myo-inositol. Did you do that too?
No, but I thought that's a really clever one.
Yeah, I thought so. Thanks, Steve.
Great for lots of women conditions.
Yeah, it's really good. I use it quite often in clinic. So it's very good for insulin issues. So it's a second messenger in insulin signaling. So any sort of PCOS. So we definitely always put it in for PCOS and also hormonal balance. So polycystic ovarian syndrome. So it reduces testosterone in women and it helps with that insulin sensitivity, which is really good. It enhances oocyte quality.
Ooh, love the oocytes.
So very good for fertility.
Yeah.
So a really good one for fertility, and it regulates ovulation. So again, good for PCOS, and also if you just have any poor ovulation or low progesterone because of ovulation, but it helps to regulate ovulation. So it's really good for that as well. It modulates serotonin, Steve, and dopamine pathways. Yep. So it balances that neurotransmitter activity. So it also reduces cortisol via the HPA axis. So any sort of, chronically high cortisol is going to impact, obviously, blood sugars, and it's going to impact mood and weight, all that sort of thing. And then metabolic health, as I said, insulin sensitivity. So, so really good for any sort of insulin issues. Hair and skin, so it reduces androgen-driven sebum production.
So it helps your skin. Yep.
And then also hirsutism as well, so with that testosterone.
That's women becoming a bit more masculine, yep.
Yeah, and thyroid support. And I use it for thyroid support a lot. So it lowers cortisol, as we said, and it supports that conversion of T4 to T3. Yeah. And it also helps to reduce thyroid antibodies if you have an autoimmune thyroid condition. And it helps to actually regenerate the cell structure of the thyroid as well. So really, really good for that. It also is good for the nervous system, so it can be good for sleep as well. So, if you're having any issues, again, with cortisol, will impact your sleep as well as your thyroid. So, inositol is really good. And men can take it too, but I find it's good across the board for any women's sort of conditions as well.
Geez.
So
that's an impressive resume.
It's great. I mean, I use it quite a bit. It has a lot of things, and it's a very good one, particularly women who are or anyone, but medications and things. It has very, very few interactions, so it's good for that sort of thing. So, inositol's a great one.
That's a good one. I wouldn't have thought of that if I had to pick 5 for females.
Yeah,
but that's really clever.
Yeah, thanks.
Can I pick my man one? This is the last man one.
Yeah.
It's a little bit obvious. Tonkarali.
Of course.
You knew it was going to be that, didn't you?
Yeah. I did. I actually thought there'd be another one in there too.
I was trying to think of a more clever one that I could use to trick you, like Panax or something, and I thought, Tonkat is just so well researched. It's good but it also, for men, and this is purely for men, of course, yes, it boosts testosterone through the roof, so that's great, because testosterone has all these flow-on effects for men. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
But it also is mildly anti-aromatase. It regulates aromatase. Most men have upregulated aromatase. We get too much estrogen in our body. We don't want that.
No.
It also helps with erections.
Yes.
And we want that. And it's also great for as an adaptogen for the brain. It helps reduce stress, particularly in men.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so boosting testosterone has these mirrored flow-on effects. But the aromatase, the erections, and it helps sperm count too. So it's just great for men. Women can take it.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with women, but I think it's a man's herb.
It is very primarily a man's herb, yeah.
I am dominating as a man.
Yeah, it's good.
So it's a really good one. It just has so many effects on the body, and you can take it daily. Most people take it sort of and then go off it.
Yeah,
they cycle it, which is what you should do.
Yeah,
they're good. And it combines well with other things like Shilajit and stuff like that. So,
these are good because these are things that most people can go out and get that you don't really have to.
Yeah,
I mean, it's always good to see a doctor or a practitioner. But if you're on any medications, obviously talk to your doctor at first. But most of these are fairly benign, so they're pretty easily accessible as well.
Zinc.
Totally. Magnesiums.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there you go. Short and sweet, Steve. But there's our top 5.
Top 5. Well, let's get into them. All right, Nick. Well, we'll see you all next week.
Yeah. See you guys.
Take care. Bye.